Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Overtime. I'm Nicole Dubé, joined by Ted Wyman, sports editor for the Winnipeg Sun. There is so much we're talking about today. We literally have a stopwatch, a lot of topics. Let's just jump right into it. Okay, the Jets, massive win over Philly. Is this a sign of things to come post All-Star break?
Well, it could be. I mean, it's a big win. This was a team that really struggled going into the All-Star break, and they absolutely need to win some games here quickly on the road after the All-Star break. And they did that. They played a very strong game in Philadelphia. Got to keep it going in Florida, Montreal, before they get to a stretch of home games.
Okay, no follow-up questions today. We're jumping right to the next topic. Bombers, free agents, lots happening on that front.
Yes, the Bombers have re-signed backup quarterback Joey Elliott, guy who showed a lot of promise last year, got injured very early. He's not going to be their starter. I don't think it's going to be a while before he's ever a starter in this league, but maybe someday he might be. They've got to get Buck Pierce signed. They're looking at Greg Carr. The biggest name out there is Brendan Labatt, the offensive lineman. Going to be questionable whether they can re-sign him, but it's got to be a huge priority.
Okay, sticking with the Bombers, though, let's talk about the stadium. There's an update.
Yeah, it's a bit of a concern, I think, because there's some worry that it's not going to be done in time for the start of the season. They have had a good winter for it, you would think, but apparently they're behind on their dates. Recently, Garth Butchko said he thought that it would come around and that they would be able to get a bye with maybe only missing 1 or 2 home dates starting the season on the road.
Okay, let's move on to the Super Bowl, sticking with football. Who do you think's going to win, Ted?
I might even be in the minority here picking the favorite, which is kind of weird, but I think the New England Patriots are going to win it this time. The New York Giants have been such a good playoff team, and they've surprised everybody, and it's hard to argue that with the role that they're on, that they're going to stop here now. But there's just something about the New England Patriots, about Tom Brady, about the pride that team feels after losing the last time they played the Giants in the Super Bowl. I think that they're going to pull it out.
Okay, we'll see. And last but not least, let's quickly touch on Sidney Crosby. We had some information come out this week about his injury. Is this good news or bad news? What do you think?
That is a good question. I think it's good news because if you're talking about the fact that there's an identifiable injury in his neck, a soft tissue injury that they're suggesting that's what it is now, then perhaps that's what's causing some of his concussion symptoms, and it's something that's treatable and could make him get better. Let's put it this way. Everyone in hockey wants to see Sidney Crosby get better.
I do.
They want him to be part of the NHL. And this is so important that they pull it off and get him back on the ice. So it could certainly be good news, but there is still a lot of debate whether that actually is the injury and whether the Penguins made some kind of an error in terms of determining what his injury was. So I think we're going to hear an awful lot more about this.
And as the cliched saying goes, only time will tell. All right, high five. We accomplished all our topics in our timeline. That is it for Overtime. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.